Alright, yo. And I'll be honest, I wasn't gonna record today, 558 in the world, because I already had like two videos recorded yesterday, and I was like, I want to line it up so that I have the final video on the final day of the season, so like everything is lined up. But I was just playing today, and I gotta say, I kept running into pro players, so I was like, you know what? This might be the first daily video where I show replays instead of going live. Because, okay, look, I want to show you all this. I beat Igor with a hard counter. Igor is literally like the best Mortar player in the game, at least historically speaking. I don't know if there's a better Mortar player in the game right now, me. But, Igor is considered the best Mortar player in the game. So I was like, shit, I beat Igor. I gotta show this. And then I just beat Ruben now. Like, if y'all keep up at all with Pro Clash, like, CRL and stuff like that, you definitely know who Ruben is. I think at some point he was a world champ. Was he Ruben or was that Sergio Ramos? I don't know. The point is, Ruben is a really good player, and I beat him too. So I was like, you know what? Today's video is gonna be me showing my win against Igor and my win against Ruben. You can also take it as a, oh yeah, I fucked up here. Look at this. Yeah, I was like, he hasn't logged it yet. There's no way he logs it now. So I went for it, but horrible timing. If I just waited, would have been so good. But I still won, so who cares? What I was trying to say is, I forgot actually. Oh yeah, you can also take these videos like a guide against Cannoneer, because not many people are running Cannoneer. Everyone is all over the Dagger Douches. I mean, it just got released. It is OP. Makes sense. Like 90% of decks are using it. But there's still a handful of pro players that are running Cannoneer. I honestly see it even less than the Princess Tower. Sometimes I see Princess Tower and all I think is, this guy probably doesn't have Dagger Douches maxed or something. But it's legit better in some decks. Not for Mortar Bait. Mortar Bait is like Dagger Douches #1 for sure. It's like the first time I changed the card in, 4 years that I run this deck? But Cannoneer, right? Like, I think he's the worst tower troop in the game, honestly. It's definitely the worst tower troop for Mortar Bait. And like, when you are playing Mortar Bait, it's really easy to go against it, because you can just put like a Spear Gob in front of your Skelly Barrel, and then it will reach tower. When like against Dagger Douches, you actually have to put a Knight in front of it, much bigger commitment. And you can double lane pressure like crazy against the Cannoneer. Like, look at this. I can just keep pressuring. He's like way higher in elixir than me, but I can just keep pressuring. It will work out. So we go for a Muskie here, and then I go for a Knight to predict the Little Prince. That's like always a pretty good play to make, except when they have Evo Bomber. Now, I gotta be honest with y'all guys, if I didn't have Wi-Fi issues, which I do often, and if Evo Bomber didn't exist, I would be aiming for like top 10 in the world this season, because like, this is one of the best seasons Mortar Bay has had in a while, and it's all thanks to the Dagger Douches, don't get me wrong. It's not because the original with Princess Tower would be any better in this season, it actually would be worse, because of all the Evo Bombers. There's so many Evo Bombers, man, and like, it's OP. When it gets into tower range, it actually splashes twice. There shouldn't be any double splash. If one bomb hits the character, no other bomb should hit it. It doesn't make sense. It's just way too OP. But yeah, if it weren't for the Evo Bomber, I would be so high on ladder right now. And I mean, this is the part where I was starting to get worried, because like, Igor was trying to bridge the gap on the left, and I knew if I just stayed on the left the whole game, he would have won. That's why Minor Poison is like the best Mortar variant against Mortar Bait. Like, usually Mortar is not the best against other Mortar decks, because it's kind of a bait deck. All the other Mortar decks are like Minor Poison, Spell Cycle, and it just works way better in their advantage. But especially with the Minor Poison decks, because then they can just start cycling Minor Poison on your tower over and over again. And as long as you stay on the same lane, it's really hard to break through. But, as y'all can see, we did it. We beat Igor, and this hasn't happened to me in like 3 years or something, maybe even more. I feel like I have beaten Igor before, but that was when the game was like basically unrecognizable from what it is now. So I know that I still got it. That's great. Also, you guys probably heard that I have a very nasal voice. I am not sick anymore, of course. It's been a while, but the nose stayed. And let's show this second one against Ruben. Then I'm gonna end the daily video. So it's like the first time that I experiment with putting replays. I asked in another videos if that would be alright, and I got a comment that was like, "Yeah, bro, you should. I want to see all of it. Like, you should show the replays. You should show the uh, live games and shit." So this is the first time that I actually try it. Let me know what you guys think. Now I made a mistake in that opening, which was to put the knight in front, because at this point I'm basically brainwashed by how much dagger douches there is. I always put the knight in front, but in this case against Cannoneer, you want to put like spear gobs in front or something. Now you see how OP the Evo Bomber is. He just got my tower from 4.6 to 3.3, right? With one Evo Bomber on my Mortar. Now I ignored that because I was like, I'm definitely gonna get his tower here. Like even if he activates the ability, there was nothing he could have done, and we get a lot of damage on that tower. This is basically what won me the game. You know, in fact, I could also put this at double speed. That's one of the advantages or disadvantages of watching replays. But yeah, I basically already won. I just needed to fireball and log the tower. I think so. How much is it? So the log is 85 and the fireball is 304. Let's see, I have them written down on my phone because I forget all the time. By now I should have the values memorized, which is, by the way, really good to memorize these values when you wanna like spell cycle at the end without thinking about it too much, so you can still defend and make like a split-second decision. But yeah, fireball is 302, not 304, and the log is 85. So yeah, log fireball does take that, and then you can just turtle up. One of the great advantages of mortar bait is that once you have a tower advantage, you can basically just go full defense. Defensive mortars are great. They don't work if you gotta still take the tower because it's way too much elixir to waste on defense. Well, sometimes you have to, but my point is once you have an advantage, you can just like they cannot break through. You gotta still put a little bit of pressure, but not to take their tower, just to make them waste elixir. And then you already won. So yeah, play Mortar Bay, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye!